ready, everybody? Are you guys ready for this? Because I'm super pumped. I'm pretty excited. What's going on, folks? Welcome in. I see Timothy is in chat asking what the show is about and everything. So I am actually going to jump into kind of an explanation of what you folks can expect. Pretty pumped. Ryan, it's good to see you. Welcome back. General Kenobi, hello there. Odari, it's good to see you. I hope the music isn't too loud. I just turned it on because I don't think it was on, but hopefully it didn't just start abruptly and ruin the ears of anyone that has earbuds in right now. Bliss, it's good to see you as always. This is where the fun begins, yes. Let's see who else we got. We got Void, we got Elizabeth, Leandra, Clever Devlin, good to see you, my friend. Stony, welcome in. Leah Jackson, hello. Rick Adams, Jack Watson. Thank you all for joining. I'm super excited. Kevin, Annika, Julia, turn it up. What's up, Mayor? Hopefully you can hear it now. Let me know if you can hear it now. You should be able to, I think. Hopefully it's not crazy. But it could also be quiet because I think the music actually plays quieter for you than I hear it in my headphones, which makes it a little hard to kind of judge how loud it is. But yeah, so welcome to the Adobe Live Game Show. My name is VooDoo Val. I'm going to be your host, and basically what this show is every time we do the show, we actually have a brand new medium, one of 4 mediums that we actually spin a wheel to figure out what exactly we're going to be doing. And our mediums that we used this week, yesterday we did graphic design, and today we're doing video editing. And what we've been doing is taking the words that are down at the bottom of the screen that were randomly selected yesterday and using it to create a fictional project just off the top of our heads, and then try to make something according to those keywords in the format of whatever medium was chosen for us. So what we used those keywords at the bottom of the screen, the cool tones, nature, minimalism, food, poster, and event for is creating like a nighttime hot dog roast event where people come and camp at night and roast hot dogs, basically is what the event is about. Can hear me but not the music well. Okay, let me see if I can turn it up just a little bit. Hopefully that's not too terribly loud. Let me know. Okay, so basically every time we do the show, I draw or spin the wheel for 6 different keywords, and I have to use a minimum of 4 of them. So far we've used event, food, nature. We've used a little bit of minimalism, and we're going to be getting into cool tones today. We did kind of a creation of a CC library, which you folks actually have. If you join the Discord, you can jump in and grab all of those assets that I created yesterday. You can find the Discord by going to bit.ly/psdiscord, making sure that P and S are capitalized. There will be a game show channel to the left in the Photoshop Discord, and you'll be able to kind of jump in there and grab whatever you want. Our color palette's in there, our fonts are in there, and today we're going to have some other pretty cool assets in there for you folks to check it out. Like Camp Crystal Lake, I wish it was Camp Crystal Lake. You guys know I'm a scary movie buff. Music is all good now. Excellent, excellent. Thank you, Wade, for posting the link. If you folks are over on YouTube right now, please head over to behance.net/live, because that is where I am reading the chat. That is where our wonderful moderator, Wade, is going to be posting all of the helpful links and resources that we discuss, and it's where the party is at generally. So if you're not on Behance, if you're hanging out in the YouTube chat, you definitely want to come over here where all the magic is happening. And I'm going to kind of give you guys a recap of what we worked on yesterday. So let me pop over here to my stream. So this is the kind of badge that I was experimenting with yesterday, and I wasn't really satisfied with it. What I kind of ended up feeling like at the end of our stream is that things were getting a little cluttered and a little too claustrophobic with this, and I think a couple of people in chat also agreed and had mentioned that, and I thought you guys were really right. I think that when we spent a lot of time kind of sketching things out to make sure we had like this nice badge to use use in our video promo that we're going to be making in Rush today. And so what I did is I slept on it. You know, I came back this morning and I kind of experimented with the same shape but turned upside down and a different orientation for some of the elements. And this is actually what I came up with right here. So I flipped it over. I actually, because we're not doing like trail mix foods anymore, I actually renamed the event to the Night Roast. I don't know if you guys are into that, but I thought it was cool. But I just made, like, I did actually keep one hill. I added a few trees. I added a moon, like a full moon, and then some little dots for stars. And then I just left the skewer with the hot dog in the center. And ta-da! Yes, exactly, Wade. So I actually like this. I think that it definitely could maybe benefit from a little more tweaking and a little more love, but I think that we're gonna leave it like this because I think that this works. And so one of the things that I wanna do before we jump into Rush is, number one, I want to edit a version of the Night Roast logo with some colors real quick and just see what we can come up with that. And then I would like to, let me actually make sure my playlist is playing, by the way. There we go. I would like to edit a version of the new Night Roast badge with some colors, and then I would like to use the font that we chose to make a word mark, and then we're gonna jump into Rush and start throwing everything in. And what I've done today is I have actually taken some stock video footage. I've got some stock video collected of people camping at night and roasting hot dogs over a fire and things like that. So we're going to put it in. We're gonna make like a 40-second promo that a client may ask you to create something similar to this for their event or whatever that they can post on like Twitter or Instagram or whatever. And we're going to kind of add in the word mark and the logo that we've created to give everybody a good idea of what they can expect from the event. So yes, we're getting into stock footage today, and we have 2 hours to finish it, so I think that by the end of the day it's probably going to be finished, but could benefit again from a little bit of tweaking to make it look super professional. But the main point today is that I want to be able to show you folks how to jump into Rush and complete a project with confidence. So I am going to hide this group because I have this Night Roast spread here so we can see what it looks like in white, what it looks like in black, and then we're going to colorize this one here. Let me jump over here. I'm going to, I think, convert this back to layers. Convert to layers, okay. And then I think what I'm gonna do maybe is, I think I'm going to, no, maybe I'm not going to convert to layers. Okay, so this is something that I do, and this is my own personal preference. Some of you folks may really cringe at this because I do have a whole bunch of shapes and things set up here that makes it really easy for me to just go and change the colors of the shapes. However, I really like using clipping masks, and I don't know that I actually want to. What happened to my stylus here? Did I just drop my stylus? I really want to be able to kind of come in and just use clipping masks to edit some of this stuff. Oh, here we go. And so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do what's comfortable for me. And you can come in and edit individual shapes if you like to, but I am gonna go ahead and keep this as its own little line art, where if I make a stroke behind this with my brush tool, let me come in here. I'm going to turn this smoothing off. If I come in here and just make a stroke, it should actually let me color everything in because it's just lines. Yeah, okay. All right, so this is how I'm going to do it. First of all, I think I might be in, there we go. So just so everybody knows right then, you notice I had my color selected here on like a gold color, but it was painting like this in gray. There is, if you notice I can switch back and forth, there is a super fun, very helpful way to check the values of an illustration or the values of your colors and how they're working together by viewing them in grayscale with a simple hotkey in Photoshop. And the way that you set that up actually is, let me go ahead and kind of just put some color down here. If you come up to View, Proof Setup, and go to, you should be able to go to Custom. It'll pull up this Customize Proof Condition window, and if you set the device to simulate to working gray.gain 20%, then what you have is you can hit Control Y, and it will toggle between that working gray 10% or 20%. Back and forth. So if I have it toggled off, then I can see my colors. If I have it toggled on, I can see the value of all of the colors and shades and how they work together. But what's more is I can actually select a color and I can start painting, and it still shows up in grayscale, but when I toggle back to color, I'm actually still editing in color, which is really cool. So I can keep going. It's not actually making me paint in gray. It's just allowing me to view it in gray, which is very, very helpful. So I hope that that helps some of you folks who maybe have had some difficulty painting with color or working with color and maybe can't figure out why your colors don't look super good together. They look a little muddy. It's probably because there's not enough contrast or maybe too much contrast between the values of those shades. So I'm going to open our library and we're going to take a look at the shapes that or the colors that we have here. So I really like actually this reddish color. And I think I might use this for the hot dog. And I want to call attention to something that's really important here. So normally when you add something to your CC libraries, you add like a picture of some kind. It throws the picture in here and it's just like a flat image. I did not understand when I first started using the color palettes in tandem with Adobe Color with my CC libraries, just how special adding the color palettes to your libraries really is. This is not just a flat image. I could, if I wanted, drag and drop and kind of throw that. Well, I should be able to throw this in here. Did it allow me? Maybe not. Maybe it won't, because I know I've updated, so maybe that has changed. But basically, I could open this as an image if I wanted to, or what I could do is, if you notice when I hover my cursor over each individual color in this palette, do you see how that little pop-up hint changes to the actual RGB code and the number for each color? It's because it's actually recognizing that these slices in the image are different colors with their own information. So if I want, I can just click on the red, and you notice it actually turns my my brush color to that red. If I want this yellow, I can click on the yellow, and it actually turns the brush color to that yellow, which is really, really easy, because that means I can just have my libraries open here on my right hand side and use it like a painting palette. I can just go over, click, and then start, using what I want to use. So I'm going to select the blue. And what I'm going to do is I am just going to kind of give myself a background here. I'm using my stylus. You don't have to use your stylus. You can use a selection tool and lasso some your stuff in here. You can come into each individual shape and you can change the shape color if you like. It's really up to you, but I'm gonna do what I'm most comfortable doing and kind of stay in my my safe place, I think. So I have this. The next thing I could do, I could color in the trees. I thought about coloring in the trees, but I think what I would prefer to do is on a new layer, I'm gonna kind of build my own color palette out of these colors we've chosen. So we have this nice blue color. I would like something a little bit darker to pair it with. And then I would also like, we could even go slightly darker. We could even go slightly darker if we wanted to. There we go. So I've got like 3 dark colors here. I do really like this orange, so I'm gonna throw this orange in here, and we can try something slightly darker than the orange just in case we need to do like certain highlights. And then I might pair the bright with that orange that's been chosen, kind of keep to these colors that stick together. And then I will throw this yellow next to it because we may use that yellow for the moon. and I'm gonna leave it like this. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come in and fill in these spaces with the colors that I'd like to use. And then I am going to actually use a clipping mask to change the colors of some of the lines in the line art that we have. So the first thing is let's do a hot dog. I'm gonna come in here, I'm gonna kind of paint this in. I'm gonna use my eraser tool to clean up the little edges that I make. And then what I could also do is grab this darker color and do something like this. Maybe I will turn my smoothing on. Maybe, I'm not sure. I don't know. I think maybe I'll leave it like that, and then if I don't hate it soon, I will use it. And if I do hate it in a little bit, then I will scrap it. So we have our little hot dog. I'm gonna come in with this dark blue. Oops, I think I'm going to. And I'm gonna fill in these trees, and I'm gonna actually change the color of the liner of the trees so that they're really silhouetted. I'm also going to use this darker color here. We're gonna fill in the hill with some dark blue, and I'm also gonna save. If you haven't saved, folks, go ahead and hit Control S. Let me move in here just to make sure, yes. Please remember to save. Please, please, please remember to save, because it's not fun if you run into an issue. Maybe it's summer, at least for me, and sometimes it gets really hot in this room and I accidentally don't save, and then my computer overheats, as is common in Northern California during this time of year, and you don't want anything to happen if your computer just finally is like, you know what, I'm taking a break and I'm not giving you any warning. You don't want anything like that to happen. So please save your work. It changes the color of a selected object if you click on the color too. It does indeed, Annika. So if I select, for example, if I come in here and select this this right here, I can click. I should be able to click. Maybe not that because it's a smart object. Let me convert these to layers. I'm going to convert this to layer. Convert to layers. Okay. And I'm going to select it, and then I can click that, and it should, maybe I need to be selected on my brush here. Hold on a sec. It should, which means that if it's not, that is probably oh, I don't have a fill selected, so let me change the fill on it, and then I should be, yeah, there we go. So it wasn't changing the stroke because it was set to stroke and 0 fill, but when it has a fill selected, you can come in and click around and change the color that way if you wish, which is also very, very convenient. I'm gonna stick to doing it the way that I like to do it. I think I've told you guys many, many times that if you like to do something a certain way, you should just do it the way that makes you happy and enjoy the process of your art, so long as you're not struggling to meet a deadline. If you're struggling to meet a deadline, do it the fast way. But if you are not, then enjoy yourselves. You're hungry now, so am I. Sin Lagos, hello. Maybe some highlight on the edge of the hot dog to reflect the sun. Absolutely. I think that I'm definitely going to put a little highlight, but I want to choose the color for the moon before I do it. Okay, so we've got this going. I think that we could use this for moon color, to be honest. It might work. Or we could use this. I might do that and then kind of add a little highlight like that on the hot dog. I actually like that. I just kind of dotted, but I think it looks kind of cute as dots. I wonder what would happen if we selected this color and put some little dots. That's kind of cute. That's kind of cute. I think I might leave that. That's adorable. And then the next thing I would like to do, because we have our little bar of color in the back here, is I would like to just go like this, and we're gonna do like an ombre of color here. So I'm going to select just this top portion, grab my paint bucket tool, select this dark, put some dark in there. I might change it up. I might make it a little bit brighter So maybe we go like this. And then I'm going to grab that, bring that down here, and then change this to a lighter blue color, just a little bit lighter, and throw that in there. And they're kind of different sizes. It's like a small bar, a medium bar, and then a taller bar here, even though it's intersected by stuff. But I kind of think that adds like a nice little, you know, something something. And then we could use this gold color for the background of Night Roast. I like it. I'm actually really pleased with this. 1,000 Ways to Art and Live Life. Yes. Seems like I'm at the moon. Okay, maybe we can take this light color and add some dots to the moon. Like that. Okay. Do I actually want to change the color of the line art? I don't know. I don't know that I do. I might like to leave it like this. Can it be a smooth gradient, or would that be terrible in motion? I'm not going to, well, I mean, we could animate this. That wasn't my intention. I was going to put this into kind of a video editing thing that we're gonna do. But it's actually possible. Maybe if we have time, we can. I was thinking about doing like a straight gradient with the gradient tool, but I think it might distract from like the heavily stylized kind of vibe we have going with it. I think we do have a bit of a tangent going on here though, with this kind of encroaching upon the, the end of that, because I don't want it touching the bottom there. I think that's better. Mustard on a hot dog, kinda, yeah. Cheesy hot dog, yes. And then I might take this color and take my thing, let me make this smaller, and just do a little turn my smoothing down. Okay, I might actually just leave it like this. I think I'm happy, to be perfectly honest. And maybe it's not precise because we didn't do this in something like Illustrator, but it's cute. It's cute. I'm not gonna worry about it being 100% perfect. Yeah, I'm mainly, like I've always said, like Photoshop is my bread and butter. It's the place that I'm most comfortable. So I do like to use Photoshop whenever I'm doing stuff like this. And I know that some people might say, you know, doing something like this is something you definitely should do in Illustrator. But I'm comfortable like this. I really am. Okay, I like this. I like it. I like it. There are our things. You know, I actually did this on our color palette layer. So I am going to layer via cut, and I'm going to group this, and then I'm going to move this up, and I'm going to convert that to a smart object, bring it out here. Turn that off. And now we have our little icons. It's so cute. It's very cute. Okay, so we have the Night Roast. I thought maybe the Fork Gray stars lighter gray. We could do that. We could try that. Let's try that. maybe a light blue so that it stays on par. Maybe this, so that it stays on par with the rest of our piece. I want to make a new layer. I'm gonna right click this and say create clipping mask so that I can come in here. Huh. I don't know if I like the stars colored in, to be perfectly honest, but maybe the fork. What do you guys think? Fork bright or fork dark? The sky could be going up and down, the stars are sparkling. Yeah, I agree. Reads as snow, yeah, that's what I was kind of thinking. Terrence Rogers, welcome in. I think I might leave it dark. Like, I think it looks cool, but I don't know. Oh, you want the fork bright? We got mixed. I'm gonna leave it black for now, but if we come back and we're like, you know what, we need this to be bright. Fork only, bright. It's tied. I like the fork before. Like it darker, bright. Oh my gosh, it keeps going like, okay, I'm just gonna leave it. I think we have one more for darker. It's hard. I think the stars being bright does look like snow. But I think that we'll leave it like this. Let's do layer via cut on this again. Can I not do that? The area selected is empty. Oh. How? Oh, it's already on its own layer. I'm like looking for it. That's what happens when you don't name your layers, folks. That's what happens. Okay. Convert to smart object. Now we have our colored thing here. And then the last thing we're going to do is create a kind of word mark. It's perfect. Hello, Christy. It's good to see you, my friend. Alexa says, I like it. That's the wrong layer. You're right, Tim. You're right, Timothy. I can't believe I just did that, but that's what happens. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw this into our week one, and I'm also going to throw the line art, or I should be able to throw the line art into it. There we go. So we got some things in there for you folks if you want to check it out. Right in there in the library. And then now let's do a word mark. I literally think I might just do just have it say night roast in the font that we chose. I don't know that we need to do anything extravagant. In fact, we might not even need to do like a serious like word mark because it's something that I can also do in Rush. So maybe for now we just jump into Rush and see, and if we need it, we'll come back to Photoshop. So what I'm gonna do real quick is I'm going to save some images. can I open this? I want to crop this because I don't like that it has all the other space. So I'm gonna hit C. What I did there was I just opened and pressed the edit button in the library, and I'm gonna go like this, say enter, and then I'm going to say Control Shift S or Command Shift S if you are on a Mac, and I am going to save a file. Let me navigate to my game show file for week 2, and I'm gonna call this Final Assets. If I can spell assets right, that would be great. All right, and I'm gonna call this logo color. And we are going to save this as a PNG. Save. And then I'm going to do the same thing as, let me come back over here. The same thing with this. Let me come in. And I'm gonna save this as logo black. Control Shift S, save on my computer. Adobe Live Game Show. PNG, logo black. And then I'm gonna do one with the logo white. So I'm just going to say Control I. I should be able to, oh, this is, let me convert it to a smart object. Control I to invert real quick, and then Control Shift S. Save on my computer. You can save this to your Creative Cloud documents if you like. You can save this basically wherever you want, but I do want to have it saved where I can access it from my folder here for when I open it in Rush. So now we have our logo saved in all 3 states, the white, the black, and the color. And it looks super cute. I love it. And I am gonna close this, close. I'm not gonna save that because I just was opening it just to get it on its own. We can save that though. Okay, so we have all 3 here. I'm gonna go ahead and save that just so I have all of those saved. And then I'm going to open up Rush. And I think I'm actually going to transition over here to my face cam because what I'd like to do is capture a different monitor for Rush because I'd like to use, I'm using my Cintiq to illustrate and stuff down here, but I'd like to be able to see my Adobe Rush up here in front of me. So pardon the gigantic enlarged VooDoo Val face for a moment here. Let me pull up my Rush. Okay. Let me capture, because I'm just going to switch the capture right quick. And we are going to, let's see, stream. I'm going to grab this, add, I should be able to say properties and then just change the display. Maybe I can't. Maybe I'll just have to do it on my, there we go. Okay. Done. And then I'm going to flip over. Oh, it did it. Okay, perfect. So let me pop this over here. And now you folks should be able to see my Rush. So we're gonna jump into Rush right now. And so one of the things that I wanna preface with this, we got about an hour and a half, it looks like, to kind of get through this. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go over some video editing stuff, and if we have time, we might even come back into Photoshop and animate our little badge for like a social media promo, I think would be kind of neat. So What do I use Rush on my phone? I have actually opened Rush on my phone and dabbled a little bit, but I've never been in a situation where it was super necessary for me to do like documents and things on my phone. I've used Rush on my iPad, I think. I think I used Rush on my iPad. I think I have. But I mean, whenever I'm using Rush, I'm always at my computer, so, you know, but there's always a Baby Yoda cameo. What's wrong, guys? What's wrong? One of the 6 monitors, yeah. Yeah, Rush is really great. So I want to say that because we have limited time, I'm probably not going to like really hammer out like a super like perfection kind of promo. What I'm gonna do is show you how I would start to go about it, and I'm gonna dive into as many of the settings and things and features in Rush as I can to help those of you who are unfamiliar with it, never used it before, or are a little unsure about certain things, to give you a good handle on it, like I said earlier, so that you can kind of jump in and create a project with confidence. The stock images or the stock video that I have here is things that I found on Envato, and they don't necessarily go together. I searched for things along the lines of what our project is, so I think that if I was doing this as like a client project, they would either supply me with stuff that all works together, or I would go and spend like several hours hunting for really, really good stock photos that looks perfect, but we don't have that luxury. So I just found some stuff I thought was interesting, and we're going to kind of do it like this. So the first thing I want to do is create some little clips that I can plug into my main project. And what that means to me is I've got a few ideas for things that I want to be able to have in this promo, which the promo is only going to be about 40 seconds. It's going to be something quick that you can post on social media. And I'd like to do some cool things. The only problem is, well, maybe not problem, but the only obstacle is that Rush does have a limit to how many things you can stack on top of each other. So one of the things that I have learned to do whenever I'm using Rush is to go in and make little clips of images and videos that are stacked on top of each other and just save them as their own clips once they're finished. And then I can start a full project and start dragging and dropping them in. I don't know if any of you folks ever do that. Sin Lagos, I don't know if you have like ever kind of used that technique in a workflow, but I'm going to show you what I mean. So I am going to snag, I think I'm going to snag this, and I'm just going to start with this first. I'm going to snag this. And what I'm going to do, 40 seconds is a long time in TV, especially when it's black. Oh, definitely. So I'm also going to pop myself over to this other side here so that you folks can see what I'm doing. Okay. So I have this one image, or this one video, and if I play it, you folks can see it's just like a really beautiful starry night with some shooting stars kind of running around. I think they're shooting stars, or they could be satellites. And then we've got like our tent down at the bottom, and it just rotates, and it's really pretty, very, you know, tranquil. I think it's super cool. And what I'd like to do is actually have this video kind of mashed up with like 3 other videos similar to it, and kind of give it a look like it's a full scene, but there are 3 different things happening. Because I'd like in the promo to have a drop down that comes down from the top and just says like, enjoy, you know, late night campfires, sleeping under the stars, and, you know, spending quality time with family, something like that, that tells people like what you can expect at the night roast. And I thought it would be interesting to have like bars of different videos playing. So mostly my Rush vids are short for social promos. Yeah, same. Okay, so this is what we're gonna do. I am going to crop this video, and I'm going to arrange it to the side so that I can fit 2 more in here. And this is how I'm gonna do that. If you come over to your right-hand side, I have this scrolling area. I will bump myself over to the left just so you can see this. I can scroll down here and I can see all of these different settings here. So I have crop. I can crop down from the top. I can crop from the left, from the bottom, whatever I want to do. And I can also change the position here without having to drag. I can actually drag. I'm going to change this back to 1080. I can actually drag if I want, or maybe it was not set to 180. Oh, 1920. Duh. Okay. I can actually grab this and move it around if I want to, but I don't really want to. I'm also gonna Control Z and make sure that that is perfectly back to where I wanted it. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I am going to crop in from the right. And typically, sometimes what I do is I just put a 33 in there just to, or it should. Why did it crop all the way? I want 33. There we go. So that is like 33 from 100. Like it's almost a perfect third. So I kind of do that just to make sure that the space that I am cropping is like about a third of my 100% of the screen. And then from the left, I can do that as well. And what this does is it did kind of make me a good crop here. We kind of have that tent cropped a little bit away, and I don't know if I prefer that, but I'm gonna leave it for now just in case. I'm just gonna leave it, and I'm gonna see what it looks like with the other videos. So I'm going to add in another video, and all you have to do is go up here, press add media, go to my media, and it'll navigate. Since I opened this up for my stock video thing here, it will navigate there, and if it doesn't, you can always kind of do the drop down or hit the back button and navigate to whichever place you need to go to find your videos. And I would like to add maybe like this video. This is a pretty one. And I don't want to put it after, I actually want to put it on top. So this is going to go on top, and I'm going to spread this out. This little bar at the bottom here, something I want to call attention to. If you want to see more of your project, if you're sick and tired of like scrolling back and forth to see, all you have to do is stretch this out right there, and you can see your full project. So I'm going to throw this here. I want to make sure that it's at the beginning and everything's lined up. If you get to the point when you're starting to drop in stuff from your, I'm actually, one second, I'm going to bump my Behance over here and then pull my Rush over the top of it, just so I have my chat right there next to me on the other monitor, because right now I'm having to look way over here to see the chat, but this is better. Okay. So if you start dropping in videos and you want them to line up and things, and you notice that whenever you, kind of like I did just then, I was trying to move it and it snaps, it is going to snap to wherever your cursor is. So if I want to, you know, it'll actually magnetize to that cursor. So if you're trying to line something up perfectly and it keeps snapping to a different place and you're like, I don't want to do that, and it's not, you know, it's kind of giving me some trouble, you can move your cursor away and do it, or you can actually use the cursor to really line it up to a certain place. So maybe you really want it here at like 5 seconds. That's important to you to have it right there, to start there. Well, you can put your cursor there and it'll snap right there where it goes. So if you have any issues with aligning things, that is a really great rule of thumb to do. Forgive me, I feel like every time I stream this time of day, it gets really hot and my nose starts running. I apologize. My nose is like itchy. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is I would like to make sure that they're also the same length, because if I'm going to have this video playing over top, we're going to crop it as well and bump it to the edge. I also want to make sure that they last the same amount of time. So first I'll crop this one as well, and I am going to do actually crop from, I might crop from the left. And I'm gonna actually put in 66 to just crop to this little area over here. And then I think I'm going to flip it horizontal because I've noticed that even though this is definitely the top of trees, it kind of looks similar to these mountains over here, and I wonder if we flip it and then drag it over. Oh, maybe we have to flip it first before we crop it. Let's flip it and then crop 66% from the right. It kind of lines up, not quite, but it looks cool. But it moves. So it actually lines up perfect. That's cool. So it probably will like get a little off kilter, but I think that's neat because it kind of continues that. So we're gonna leave that. That's cool. And then we want to make sure that they last the same amount of time. So when you click on this, our base image or our base video here is, let's see if we come into our speed and duration. That's this little stopwatch icon here at the on the right. You can see how long it lasts, and it lasts 13.2 seconds. So or maybe it's 13.2 frames. No, I think it's seconds. No. No, I think it's seconds. Yeah, it's seconds. Okay. I'm just gonna make that 13 seconds even. And then I'm going to also come in here and I'm gonna make this from 12 seconds. I'm gonna make that also 13 seconds even. And it's going to stretch it out so that it is a perfectly lined up with my video here. And now I'm gonna add a third one. And I think the third one we're gonna do is, I wonder if we could get this one to line up. Maybe. If we did, let me put this down at the bottom and kind of look at, because it also kind of has that same like tree line. It might work. Okay, let's crop. Let's do maybe crop from the middle. Let's go to crop on this one and we'll just do the same, like 33% and 33%. And then let's move the alignment, move it over here. Let's throw that on top. Oh! It does line up. Okay. I don't know if it stays lined up because that one kind of moves, but maybe that doesn't matter. Maybe that's fine. That actually looks kind of cool because everything's going in a different direction. So it like, you know, the sky is like swirling around, and I think it actually looks pretty cool. Nice auto stretch the vid to match the time length you select. Yeah, I really like to be able to do that just so I don't have to worry about the durations being kind of wonky. Okay, so we got that. I'm going to also change the duration of this one. Let's say 13 seconds. How are we doing on time? Oh, we still have about an hour. A little over an hour, so we are good. Okay, so now I have this 13-second thing here. Now let's just play it and see if we can get a nice good peek at this. So it's actually like really kind of relaxing in my opinion. I think because the sky moves, it's not too crazy on the like. This one is a little bit faster than all of them though. Maybe, I wonder what would happen if we swapped them. Or what we could do is, so one of the things that I did was I changed the duration, which means it kind of shrank that down. What I could do instead is actually clip it. So I want to put my cursor right at the 13-second mark. There we go. And I am going to actually hit this. Let me move myself to the right here. I'm actually going to come over and hit this clip button because I think what it's done is, because I shrank that down into 13 seconds from 14 seconds, is that it sped it up just a little bit. So something that I could do is clip it. Maybe I'll actually clip it at like 10 seconds. We're gonna slow this down a little bit. I'll clip it at like 10 seconds, and I'm gonna use my arrow keys on my keyboard to kind of move by frame, so it's at exactly 10 seconds. I'm gonna clip that, We'll delete that. And then I'm gonna click this and move this to 13 seconds. So I've made it shorter, and then now I'm stretching it out to 13 seconds instead of condensing it down to 13 seconds. And let's see how that works. Let's see if it's, I don't know if the frames are gonna work for that. Let me try and do it just a little bit less. So let's condense it down from 12. I'm going to crop it, and then let's bump it up by 1 second. Sometimes it happens. I don't know that these are the highest quality videos, and the frames are, that's good enough for me. I'm gonna do that. Maybe I would use a different video, or maybe I would be a little more precious about this if I had a little bit more time to tweak it, but I think I'm gonna leave it like that. I think this is kind of cool. Maybe it doesn't, you know, right here, this doesn't stay lined up, but I don't know that I care. I think it's neat just to have that like more movement in the center, and it starts out lined up with that, and then it ends lined up with this, which is cool. So, adjusting people's glasses and chilling with VooDoo Val. It's good to see you. I'm glad you're here to hang out, Christy. Like how the first two match in the beginning and latter two yes, yeah, Parmeet, I agree. So we have this, and now the last thing I want to do before we export this as its own clip to kind of throw into the main process is I would like to do a tiny bit of color correcting these clips, and the reason why is because they do have a little bit of a difference of look, and that's not necessarily bad, especially depending on what you're doing, but I would like them to be a little bit closer together because this left-hand one has more red tones, this middle one has more yellow tones, and like green tones, and then this one has more blue tones, and I think that maybe we could find something to kind of even it out just a little bit. So what I'm gonna do is we're going to look at our right hand clip here, and we're going to come up to the filters, the color presets. Now, there's a lot of different presets that you can jump into in here, and if you're looking for a lot more when it comes to doing presets, maybe using something like Premiere Pro would be better for you. You can also upload your own presets if you want, and edit presets, and come in and like, I can straight up like start overexposing this. I can kind of bring the contrast down or the exposure down and maybe the contrast up a little bit if I want to kind of match this silhouette down here, which is pretty cool. And then I can also throw a preset on it. That actually doesn't look bad. That's the SL matrix. I can also turn the intensity up. Let me push myself over here so you can see I've got this little intensity slider. So I can turn it down so it's not too crazy. That might actually be great. Let me toggle the preset on and off so I can toggle it off and see what it looked like before I added, and then I can toggle it back. And it just made it darker and a little more blue. It actually matches much better than with this right one over here, so I might leave that. Let's see what that looks like all together. It still has some really crispy stars. I think that is gonna do it. I'm gonna leave that like that because I think that looks really good. And then I might tweak the center one just a tad. So let's come in here. Let's do the same thing to this. Let's find, I'll throw it on this as well. That makes it a little too green and kind of ruins the tint, but let's see if we turn it down. I think by the time we use this to make the sky the way it should be, it kind of ruins the warmth of the tent. Maybe. Let's see. Let's try it. That might be all we have to do to it, really. It's a little bit different from the other ones, but it's also got denser stars and it's pretty special. So I don't know that I mind it. It kind of does turn pretty blue at the end there though, if you notice that. Let me turn this to none. And let's go into edit specifically and change, let's change the tint more magenta. Let's bring the vibrance down. a little bit. Well, no, let's leave the vibrance where it is. Let's bring the saturation. No, because I want the, I don't want it to look like washed out because I like that warmth there, but maybe just bring this temp. That might do it. Let's tweak the contrast just a little bit. Make that a little dark. I'm gonna come over here and I'm gonna bump the contrast up. I don't know. I kind of want that. The only thing I want to hit right now is I want this to be a little bit darker because it's pretty dark across, but maybe that's not a huge big deal. It might just be me being personally picky. But I think that looks a little bit better with everything like a little more centrally blue. I'm gonna try my very best not to be extra precious about it, and I'm just going to export this as is. We're going to use this in our main clip, I believe. Okay, so the way, how do we export this as our clip? Up here at the top, we have like our edit tab, and then we can go to our share tab. And what I'm going to do is I'm gonna save this as triple, is that how you spell triple? I don't know. Three panel, let's save myself some embarrassment. I call this 3 panels, and I'm gonna navigate to a different thing here, and I'm gonna call this final video assets. Final video assets. And we're gonna save this. I'm gonna select this folder. And let's see, let's take a look at our settings just real quick. I don't know that we want it to be that, that's pretty big resolution, but I guess that's the video, like the videos I used. I hope that you guys can't hear my dog screaming. Honestly, I'd be okay with 1080, and I am streaming, and I don't want everything to catch fire. So let's see how crazy this is. It's a very short video, so we might get away with it. Let's see. So I'm gonna export that. Oh, like 30 seconds. I don't think, yeah. Yeah, we're good. So basically we've exported this. We've got our little clip. We're gonna set that aside to put into the main promo. And then the last thing I'd like to do is I'd like to make an ending clip to add into the middle of the promo with like a really cute scene of like a family sitting at the campfire, and then have like the logo appear in the corner. So we're gonna say done, and that's saved. Now let's make I'm gonna make a new file, new project. And we are going to make that new project with, I think we're gonna do it with this one. I think we're gonna do it with this one, let's see. So I chose this clip because I thought it would be really neat to kind of make a little, it's not extra crisp. And I don't think it matters, especially since, you know, this is very experimental. But I'll tell you what I kind of thought would be cool. Now we do have like this bright light up here, which I don't really like, but I do like this little scene of like these friends kind of chilling. It's like a little time lapse of them just hanging out, and it's got like, I really like the tree kind of hanging over. I think it's kind of nice. You can see like the waves rolling in with the water and their little tent set up. So what I wanted to do is use the crop again. We're gonna actually make this large, and then I'd like to position it so that we have like this little scene, maybe make it slightly smaller, so that we just have like them in the corner and our little tree, and then have the logo like kind of pop up there. I'm gonna come in and see if throwing a filter on it will make it a little bit, oh, maybe I'll bring the intensity down just slightly, but that's kind of cool. That kind of goes with like the darker. So then you just have like these guys in the corner, and then if you can imagine, the Night Roast logo just like fades in and then fades out. Let me see, let me make sure I haven't missed anything. I was trying to self-teach Rush a few months ago. I just found my notes yesterday. I might try this challenge. Oh, please do. Oh, please do. I would love that. That would be so amazing. Please, please, please. Okay. So I think I like that. It's a little bit darker. I don't know. Let's come into edit and see if we can make it a little bit warmer. That's a little too pink, I think. There we go. Cool. And then I'm going to throw in the logo. So it's queen of filters. Honestly, I'm experimenting with the filters. I don't claim to be like, you know, the queen of filters, but I think it's really important that you folks know that they're there so that you can get in there and kind of noodle around. So let's come over here. Let's go to my media. Let's go back and let's go to final assets. And I don't know which one of these I want to use. We could throw it in here. I'm looking so closely at this and now I see all the mistakes that I've made and it is killing me. Let's go into crop. Let's bring this down. So what I'm thinking is, you know, the Night Roast logo just hovers there, and it'll like fade in, fade out. And it could be this one or it could be the color one. Let's see, let me drag this in here. We're gonna do the same thing with this because it's pretty large. I also see we have like a little tidbit up top there, which I will edit away. Maybe we use the color one. I'm not sure. Or maybe we use this one. What do you guys think? Maybe the white one? I'm not sure, but basically I'll show you kind of what I plan to do is just have a fade in, fade out. So if you're watching this, you know, it plays and then that just pops up, you know, and then it just goes away. So what we want to do is go into the effects and add a dissolve. Now there's a lot of different things that you can do here. You can have it slide in from the right, slide in from the left, slide up, slide down. We could do a slide down. Let's just see what that looks like. If we play that, I don't know if I like that. You can also stretch this out to like give it a longer animation time if you want. So it'll slide in like that. We could do it, and then we could do a push up here if we wanted to. So then it goes, you know, it slides down and then it goes up, and I can kind of change these times if I wanted to. So if you wanted something to kind of drop down and then go back up, you could do that. I kind of want to do something like soft and somber. I don't really want to do things that crazy. So what I might do is just put a dissolve, because a dissolve, you don't want to do a fade to black because you don't want anything to pop up over the top of it. You just want to do dissolve because that means it's like transparency transition. So if I put a dissolve on both of these, then when I play it, boom, boom, and it just like comes in. I'm torn, but the white I think shows a lot better visibly wise. Yeah, I think so. The tree is awesome. Yeah, I do. I like it. It's kind of a cool shape, you know? Let's see. If the video fades to black screen, the white logo could then transition to the colored version like an end plate. I think that's a good idea, Parmeet. So why don't we, because I was going to use, if we didn't use the colored version at the end here, I was going to put it at the beginning for the announcement. to be honest. So let's see. I'm not sure, because I had intended this to be like the ending screen. So after all of the, let me turn that off. After all is said and done, you know, we have our video created. It's got like all the information that we need in it. What I'm gonna do is pull this forward. We have all of our information that we need. Then it's just gonna fade to this clip. Have the night roast kind of pop up. I think I would make this transition a little bit longer, actually. Oops. Let me zoom in here. I'm going to kind of elongate this just to give it some more room. I would, you know, throw in all the information, and then at the end it would just fade to this where you just see, oh, that looks like fun. It's just like two guys hanging out, having a good time. And then it's like night roast, and then we can put the date. Maybe the date fades in too. I don't know. And then it'll fade out. And then this will fade to black as well. So we can actually do a fade to black on this one. And I'm gonna actually shorten that. So it'll look like this. That'll fade out, and then that'll fade out. And that'll be the end of the promo. And I actually chose to do this separately because I originally thought I was gonna have everything go just to the end, like not put a transition on this, have it go to the end, and then put a fade to black or when I export the clip, throw a fade to black on it at the end. But I think I kind of just like this. So what I might do is just start adding all of the videos and things in for the full project now. Could the white logo shift to the center, get bigger, and then change to color? I would have to really work to align both of them if we wanted them to transition perfectly to color. But I'll tell you what we could do, and I don't know if the video would allow for this because it's not super high resolution, but what we could do is pan and zoom. And pan and zoom is very interesting because pan and zoom allows us to do a lot of magic. So let's turn on pan and zoom. This is located in the effects. I would like to open the pan and zoom. Do I have to go to end? Oh, maybe because I've already started editing this. I don't know if I can actually do a pan and zoom. Can I not? Ah, here we go. Okay, so I turned it on. I want pan and zoom on this though. No! There we go. Okay, I wanna make sure I have this selected. So I have my video selected here. I'm gonna turn, oh, maybe I can't. Let me take this effect off. It will allow me to pan and zoom here. But it will not allow me to pan and zoom on my main video here, and I don't know why. Let me add in the stock, like another version of it, and see if it'll let me do it here. I'm actually not sure why that doesn't let me do that. And so what I'm going to do is I am going to look it up, unless Wade wants to look it up. Why can't I add pan and zoom to a clip in Rush? And I guarantee you, I bet you somebody else has had this issued, or they've probably experienced this before. I don't want to spend too much time live kind of troubleshooting it, but Yeah, I'm not sure. Let's see, why can't I pan and zoom? This might be somebody has found it. If this is it. Thanks for your feedback on pan and zoom. Okay. I wonder if I'm not sure. So what I'm gonna do actually, here, we'll do this. I'm gonna delete this and I'm gonna export this as its own clip, and then I'm going to start a new sequence. We'll drop in all the stuff for the main file and I should be able to add the pan and zoom there. So, I'll make sure this is all still hooked up. Okay, I'm gonna leave it like that. And then let's come up to share. I'm gonna change this, do final video assets. We're gonna call this end cap, and we're gonna export it. What is the video settings on this? Oh, it's still Ultra HD, I don't know. But I mean, it's also short, like it's also tiny, that I don't know that it's too intensive. Sorry, tangent. No, it's fine. I would like to be able to solve that so that you can do it in your video. I'm working on graphic design alongside you. It's been fun. Thank you so much, Sin, for being here. It's been a joy having you in the chat. Give me one moment, folks. I am going to put my little transition screen up because I do believe I need to get a tissue for my nose, if you don't mind. Let me put my BRB screen up. I appreciate it. Thank you. But I do actually need to grab something. So give me just a moment. All right, sorry about that. We should be good. Let me get my headphones in. Hey, Panda. It's like pre-comp in AE, yeah. Okay, let me pop over. Okay. And let me jump back in here. Okay, so we've got this rendered out. And now what we're going to do is make like the main composition. So I'm gonna come up here to new project. And now we are going to set up like the whole shebang. So let's grab this. I was thinking that it'd be cool to open on this like flickering campfire. I was thinking that might be neat, and maybe we will change that. I'm not sure. Or we could open on friends and family, like, cause these, like, I found that one where people are actually roasting hot dogs, and I thought that that would be like, maybe it kind of goes. This is cool because these are like buddies that are just kind of chilling, and then we could have like the logo show up. We could say something like Adobe Live presents the 31st annual night roast, and then we could say kind of transition over to the 3 panels, and then it says like enjoy A, B, and C and have it kind of drop in, or just have like a nice, like, we're gonna explore some of these titles and templates here in the graphics panel. Just have like a really nice, cool bit of text kind of come out, and then we can fade, maybe then we fade into like the big campfire that says, you know, something else, or we just fade directly into that end cap. Maybe it's not for videos yet. That could be it, is that we can't like really zoom in on the video, and that's fine. I know that we can do it on images, but I definitely want it to be like in motion, so maybe we just won't do that. Okay, so I like this. I think I like this video. Everybody looks like they're having fun, and they're actually roasting food. I think that's really important. Because this one is cool, but they're not really roasting. Like, he's poking the fire. He's poking the fire with a stick, and I guess they have like bread that they're roasting. But this is specifically hot dogs, and it is the night roast. And I suppose maybe it still kind of looks like it's light outside, but people wouldn't be showing up at nighttime. They would be showing up, you know, before the sun goes down to set up, and then it would begin when night falls. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove this one. And what I'd like to do is edit this, because I don't like that this big rock comes in here. So I think we can start it right here so that everybody's face is visible. I'm gonna cut right there and hit my delete key, and then it should look like this. Boom. Everybody looks nice. Everybody looks like they're having fun. They're roasting hot dogs. Everybody's got a smile on their face. This is what you can expect at the night roast. You know, I'm gonna pop over to the other side just in case you guys can't see certain things. So I like this. I think this is cute. So we can open on this. And then we're gonna figure out how to add our logo. So I think maybe the colored logo goes here, to be honest. We can throw it up in the corner, and then we can have like a transition that says, you know, 31st Annual Night Roast presented by Adobe Live, and then it'll transition to our 3 bars, and we'll do information there. So let's kind of create the intro for this, shall we? So let's come up here to your media. I'm gonna go back and look at my video assets, final assets, and I'm going to edit this in Photoshop real quick, because there's that little bit at the top there, that little hint of yellow that we designed that kind of escaped, and I'm just gonna go like this. I'm gonna be kind of lazy about this. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna right click, select inverse, and I'm gonna mask it. And then I am going to double click, and oh, it didn't, because it's masked. Okay, hold on, I tried to be lazy and it didn't work. That's what I get. There we go. And then I'm just gonna save this. Save on my computer, and I'm going to save over, I'm gonna overwrite that image. Let me come in here to week 2, final assets, PNG, logo color. Yes, I do want to replace it because I want it to be changed here in the same space, so I don't have to look for another thing. Let's go into final assets, and then it should be the version here without, there's still a little, ooh, still some stuff around the edges here, but I think, yeah, there we go. Okay, so it's the good version. It's still got some stuff that needs tweaking, but I think it's fine for now. Let's come over here to our crop, and let's crank it down. I think the colors match with this video pretty darn well, actually. I think it's got like the warm, we still have the blues in the back, and I think it looks good. So we are gonna, let's bump it down even more. Now we could put it up here. That might be good. Putting it, like throwing it up there. We could kind of put it down here. I might do it here because it's bright and colorful over here on this side, but if we put it over here, then it kind of balances it out, and I feel like it's really readable up there by the sky. So I'm gonna throw it here, and we're gonna stretch that out. And we're gonna put a fade on it because I like the fade, so you can come back into your effects panel. We'll do a dissolve, so it kind of dissolves in, and then it'll dissolve out, and let's see how that looks. So we start that, boom. By the way, this is the night roast, ta-da! It's the worst, yeah. Was that a hot dog joke? A bratwurst joke? I love it. So we have like this kind of coming in. It's neat, and then we'll have some elegant, not elegant words. You know, we want something fun with fun text, but we want like text to kind of roll out in an elegant way and just kind of, you know, kind of fill in the space. And it's better to do it here because then the text will come out in the sky here. It'll be very readable. So let's add text, and we want to say something like the 31st annual night roast presented by, or like Adobe Live presents the night roast, and then we can put like time and date. So let's see, let's come up here to our graphics. Let's say add graphic. Okay, and we are going to look at, so we have like overlays, we have transition graphics, and we have titles. I'm going to go into titles, and here you can see there's a whole bunch of different things that you can choose from, and you might see some stuff in here that you like, but you think, you know, oh, it's not the right color. I don't know if this is going to be right for my project, but you can actually get in and customize these. We're going to customize a bunch of this stuff. So let's see, let's do like, I like this one. I think I've used this one before, but let me see. There might be one that's like kind of similar to it because I see a lot of stuff in that style that's kind of in here, and it works for me. Is there anything else? The rise might be cool. I've used rise before. I think I might use the rise. Let me kind of peek through here just to see if there's anything else. I like this retro wave one. Too bad we're not doing retro wave stuff because that would be cute. Yeah, I'm gonna use the rise. Let's scroll back up here. I'm just gonna actually type in rise. And it should bring it rise with line. Oh, we have 2 directions we can do this in. Okay, we're gonna drag and we're gonna drop this. And it's gonna give me a little bit of loading. And you see how it just does that. We're gonna come over where we can see it. And I am going to select this. I should be able just to grab it and throw it here. I'm gonna kind of line that up with that. There we go. And I'm gonna come in here and we're gonna change this up. So we want to change this, I think, to our night roast selected font that we chose. So we're gonna go Calder. I'm gonna change this to, let me check Photoshop for maybe the blue color that we like, because I kind of, oh, actually we can, let's do that. Okay, how does that look? Yeah, let's do the blue, and then let's change the color of our shape, the line. So let's change the color to like a different blue, maybe, I don't know. Maybe black. Let's actually, let's try it black. Oops. I want to really line that up. Okay, we might just do the black because it's not so different from the line of our actual design. Okay, so we have that, it kind of pops up, and we can say 31st. I think it's 2 ends. Annual. I'm gonna make this a smaller size. Let's see. Font size. I think I spelled annual right. If I didn't, please let me know. 31st annual. And you know, one of the things I notice is like, I want to put this here. But if I change the size of the text there, then I can't change the size of the text underneath it to make it bigger. So I'm going to actually duplicate this. So there's one that's right on top of it. So technically there's 2 there. And what I'm going to do with this second one is I am going to move it down. So we can put night roast here. I'm going to turn the shape off. And I'm going to say night roast in the dark grit shadow. Make the font larger, like that. And then I will actually bump it over. We could also remove the line from the other as well. I don't know if it needs it. There we go. 31st annual night roast. Let's change what it actually says. Boom. Let's see what that looks like. Yeah, so it looks like it comes up together. So it's actually 2 separate ones, but it kind of looks, you know, like it goes all together. You relish the time we roast together. Oh no! That is so clever, clever Devlin. Okay, that's gonna be the tagline at the end of this. We have to use that. Okay, so let's see how this looks all together because we gotta work on this timing. So night roast pops up and then boom, 31st annual night roast. I think that's fine. Let's just do that. And then what I would like to do is let's actually keep everything the same length. Let's not fade this out. Let's remove that transition. Let's see. I think maybe this needs to fade in a little faster. Because it's a little slow, 31st annual, and it needs a little something something, but you know, we got our logo in there, we got our stuff in there, and it looks good to me. We will bump this out just a little bit, and then we are going to no, I will add that transition. I changed my mind. I will keep that transition on there. Let's do a dissolve here. Okay. So now we are going to add some of our other things. So that's our intro. We have our little intro area where it just says what it is, you know, and then we're going to switch into some information. So let's grab the little 3-panel stack of videos that we made, shall we? Final video assets. Let's do the 3 panels. Let's throw that in there. And let's do a fade to black in between them. So if I have 2 clips that are right next to each other, smack dab, I don't have to just put an effect on each one of them. I can actually put one effect that spans the edges of both of them and connects them together with an effect, which is really very convenient. So I've kind of put a little fade to black there. Let's see how this works. The 31st annual night roast. Ooh, it needs a fade out because that just disappears. Can I do a dissolve at the end of these? Yeah, sure can. So they fade in. They should both fade out nicely. Let's see. Boom, yes. And then that fades away. And then it faded to black. And then it comes, that actually looks really cute. So it fades from there, and then it's like boom, and it has our little area. And then I think it would be cool if we could say like something comes down here, then down here, then down here. So it's like I don't know, explore the wilderness at night, enjoy camping under the stars and beautiful night skies. I don't know, something cool. For added flair, you could bump the night roast a few frames back and add a neat stagger. I thought about that too, and I might go back and do that. What I do want to make sure I do, because I think I have about 25 minutes, is I'm going to get through and make sure I have everything placed in here, and then if I have time at the end, I'll come tweak some things. So don't forget to remind me if we have time to go back, because I just want to make sure that I finish the project today. So I like this. It transitions nicely. What should we say here? So it's all like night sky stuff. It would have been cool to kind of add one in there that maybe had a campfire. So we had like the night sky in one, the tent in another, and then a campfire going in the other one. But we could just say like enjoy nighttime wilderness, camp under the stars, and enjoy, I don't know, something about the food. Like, what do you guys think? This is very fun and informative. I'm glad that you were enjoying it. I hope that it's helping you folks kind of formulate how you might create your own videos too. I definitely want to say sleep under the stars, because that's always a cool thing. That's one of my favorite things to do when I camp, is just being in the tent and being able to look up at the stars while I'm sleeping, or just to sit outside my my tent or the trailer or wherever, whatever, however I'm camping. If I'm glamping or camping, I can sit outside with like some hot cocoa or some tea and chill and kind of look up at the stars after it gets too dark to do any exploring, and it's fun. It's one of my favorite things. So sleeping under the night sky, or we could just say camp under the stars. I think that's better. Sleep the day off, roast the night away under the stars. Yes, yes, that's a good one. Sleep the day off, sleep off the day and roast the night away under the stars. That's okay. Let's do the same rise that we did. You know what? I'm just gonna grab this. I'm going to duplicate it. I'm gonna throw it over here. We're gonna come over here, and I am going to turn the shape off. We're gonna turn the shape off. We're gonna make this white. And we're gonna do this side by side, and we're gonna have it pop up in the column. So boom, 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 you know? So let's do it. Let's throw it right here. And you said, I am, Monier, I really am. Sleep off the day. Let's duplicate this. I'm actually gonna bump that down. Duplicate. And we're going to slide this over. I'm gonna hold shift so that it stays aligned, and we're gonna put that right there perfectly. Sleep off the day, roast the night away. I think it's a little long. Or we could just say night roast away, or roast nights away. Does someone just... I can't tell if somebody's using like a... It sounds like someone's using a giant, like a dish disposal, or like a massive blender in my house. I hope you guys can't hear that. I'm sorry, that was a little shocking to me. I didn't even know we owned a blender that made a noise like that, so I hope everything's fine. Okay, so let's see. Should we do it? No, I like the way you said it. I like the way you said it, honestly. I don't want to change it. Roast the night away. And then let me just align it because I think we can get away with it. Let me click this one. I think we can. Sleep off the day. Oh, well, I'll just make the text smaller, actually. That's what we'll do. Font size is 51. Let's change it to 45. Yeah, okay. If I can. There we go. Let's change it to 45. Yas. Because then we don't have to add commas if there's enough space in between it all. And let's duplicate this one. Okay, it was sleep off the day, roast the night away. Under the stars. Okay. That is cute. I like it. I might stagger these. Shall we stagger them? And we'll drag them out to be, so they all disappear together. So let's see. That looks cool. Let's put a dissolve transition at the end of them. Okay. So that they kind of disappear. Let's go back, let's fade into that. Sleep off the day, roast the night away under the stars. I think it's super cute, I think it's clever, I appreciate you giving us the idea, and then they all fade out, and then what we could do is in this empty space, because it doesn't take you too long to read a thing like that, and we do have a lot of room here where we could put something right here. Maybe we put a date, maybe we put the date there. We could say like on July 20th, you know, something like that. Because that seems like it's probably going to be a hot day. I know it was hot on July 20th for me. I think it's got to be like 104 right now. So let's do that. Let's do, is there a clever way to kind of introduce that? Like what, sleep off the day, roast the night away, end of the stars, and then should it just like be like a big text appears and just says, July 20th, at the Adobe Live camping grounds. And then have the badge again large above the tent. I was thinking about doing that, but we're gonna do that on the very next one because remember it's gonna fade into our guys here, our end cap. Because let me put that in there. It's gonna fade into this. Let me do black. We are gonna have it fade here. It'll fade into our little end cap, friends, and then we have the white there. And then it'll fade out and that'll be the end. So, be there. Let's see. Oops, I did not mean to do that. Can I actually, I don't know if I can add another text thing because we are getting kind of, can I don't think I can add another one because that is pretty up there. I have a limited amount of things I can stack on top of stuff. Maybe we'll let that fade away and then we will put the date because I don't think it's bad if that fades away and then we have a larger text come in here. I don't think that's bad. So let's say July 20th, 2021. Let's make, I want to make this font pretty big, and I want to put this into the grit shadow. July 20th, 2021, and then we'll have, let me duplicate this, duplicate, we'll throw that here. Shorten that, throw it there. And this is going to say, at the Adobe Live Fairgrounds. We'll say 5 p.m. Adobe Live Camp Grounds. And we'll center that. We'll throw that in there, and that'll just kind of pop up, you know. We'll throw a dissolve on those. Shall we? And that'll fade out, and then honestly it's gonna fade. I'm going to can I bring this in? I'm gonna bring all of these in. And we're going to drag those. There we go. Maybe I can drag all of these and kind of center them on this track. Perf. Okay, let's see how that looks, shall we? So it's gonna fade. Let's just watch the whole thing that we have so far. I like how it has a beginning, middle, and end. Thank you. So we have our friends. They're roasting. This is maybe footage from the last, the 30th annual night roast. It comes up. We've got our little text. It'll fade out. That'll fade. And then it fades into the stars, sleep off the day, roast the night away under the stars. And then we can kind of let people kind of admire the stars for a little while, and then the date comes up, and maybe the date could be a little taller, I don't know, like up higher. And then it would fade into this, and we should have our night roast thing. I don't know if I'm like super satisfied with that transition. I think it's a little bit wonky there at the end, but you know what? I mean, I feel like we put together an entire video today, and the first 30 to 40 minutes of the stream I was working on the graphic design stuff, and you think it should be, well, you kind of want to get there early, right? I'm a stickler for that. If somebody's like, yeah, we're gonna do something at night, that's fine. I'm like, so we're getting there before the sun goes down, right? 5 p.m. Just so you guys know, here, at least in Northern California for me, the sun did not set the other day until 9:30 p.m. The sun was still up. Like you could still see it, it was light outside. So, 6, if we showed up, like 5 p.m. is early to me so that you can like have enough hours to like do everything. But also, I don't know, depending on where you are, maybe it's still light at 6 p.m. and 7 p.m. and 8 p.m. and 9 like me. So, yes, Christy. I might also clip this because we don't really need it to be that long. Maybe we'll clip it right at 30 seconds. It's exactly 30 seconds long. Let me cut that. I'm gonna hit that cut button. I'm gonna grab that and delete it. And we're gonna throw a fade to black on that. Should we fade? I don't know if we should have a fade at the beginning. Yeah, maybe. Okay, let's review it. So we fade images in, we fade text in, it looks fun, It looks cool. Then we should fade that out, and we fade our stars in with our fun little title, and then I don't know if we've weighted too much length in there. You kind of have to noodle with yours. You know, like I think I would put a lot more effort into making things look clean, and maybe even find a few interesting templates to kind of improve the quality of some of the transitions and really make it look fun. But I think this is good. I think if you have to put it together, some kind of promo or something, what we've done here is we've taken a bunch of keywords that we did not know that we were going to get, and we've created a fictional little project. We've done some graphics and things, put together a promo that gets the point across. And as I said earlier in the stream, you know, when we do these streams, we do have limited time. I worked on the video editing for about an hour and a half today, and I maybe put 2.5 hours into the graphics, so not a lot of time to polish something and be like, here is a perfect 100% finished, excellent stuff ready to present to a client. But I hope that you guys like get it. Minimalism, you know, I kind of went minimalist with the lines for the white and black version of the logo, to be honest. Looks great, especially with a time limit. Thank you, Leah. Now, I did say that if we had some time, I would animate. We do have about 10 minutes left before I have to take off. So we may jump into some more Photoshop and do a little bit of timeline animation on our colored night roast logo. What do you guys say? Do you guys want to do that? Thank you, Parmeet. I'm so glad that you guys enjoyed it. I hope that you folks have the tools that you need to kind of jump into your own Rush projects. And if you were new to Rush or you've never tried Rush, hopefully now you feel a little more confident and less like you're kind of lost in a new program. So let's pull up Photoshop. Let's do the Photoshop, and let's animate. Shall we animate? I think I want to do, we could just literally, it could be super simple. We could just make the moon, I don't know how we could just animate the stars moving up and down. I think would probably do it. And then animate the sausage kind of moving up and down, maybe on the skewer. Let's do that. I'm gonna come in here. I see a little place where I kind of messed up right there. Okay. I'm going to transform this to convert to linked. Oh, you know what? I'm not gonna convert to linked because I think I can do this super easy. What I am going to do is I'm gonna do this like the quick and dirty way, is I'm gonna grab the hot dog, like the actual color that I have placed back here for the hot dog, and I am going to layer via cut. I should be able to layer via cut. What's happening? Why not? I should be able to, right? If I control J, I can do it, and then I can select that, and I can come over here to this one, and I can erase if I want to. Let me deselect. I'm just gonna erase it. This is, I don't recommend being this careless, honestly, with how you organize your files and things, but you know, we're gonna do this as quick as we can. I've got 6 minutes to animate something, so we're gonna animate something in 6 minutes. We're gonna go for it. I'm going to grab my line art for my fork here, just the top of it. We're gonna grab all of this with just my marquee tool. Okay, let's see. I might only get to just animating the hot dog going up and down. Okay, that's probably gonna be it. But I'm gonna grab this, so we have that, and I am going to duplicate that, and I'm going to select this, and actually I'm gonna let's see, duplicate that. And then I'm gonna, let me grab my lasso. I'm doing this with a mouse too, and I'm usually doing this with, not a mouse. I'm usually doing this with my lasso or with my stylus. I'm gonna mask this. Let's grab my paint bucket tool. I'm trying to hustle. I'm actually going to remove some of this. There we go. Now let me grab my paint bucket tool and I am going to mask that out. So if I hide this, there we go. And I'm gonna take this and put that there, and I'm going to group that and call that hot dog. There we go. There's our hot dog. And I'm just gonna go like this, just inch it up and down, kind of. It's gonna be centered and fine. But what was that? What is this? Okay, let me come in here. Oops. E, I'm going to clean that up, and we're gonna bounce this hot dog up and down. We got 4 minutes, so I'm going to open the timeline, okay? And I'm gonna bump this over here. I'm gonna do this as quickly as I can, and if I do it, I'm gonna be very proud of myself. Let me throw this here. All I have to do, create video timeline. I've got my hot dog and I've got my final badge and everything, and all I'm going to do is I'm gonna grab this, I'm going to change this hot dog into a smart object. I'm going to open this drop down, this little drop down here, and I am going to say transform, so it adds a little keyframe. I'm going to Control T, and I am going to, can I bump it up? We're gonna bump it up. And then, no, actually we're gonna bump it down. Let's see, let's bump it down. Down, and oops, you know what I needed to do is I needed to move it first. I don't know if we have time. What time is it? Oh, we got 3 minutes. Okay, I'm racing the clock. I'm doing it for you guys. Okay, there we go. Now let me move it to like the center. Let's move it to like right here, and then transform. I'm gonna bump it down and then hit enter, and it adds another keyframe for me. And then I'm gonna move this up, and I'm going to transform it and bring it up as far as I can bring it. Oops, as far as I can bring it up. Boom. And then I'm going to come over here and move it back down. And bump it to like right there. Boom. Okay, now if I press play, it's a little, yeah, it works. It's just a little, you know, it has a little bump. I didn't really do it so that it loops, but we just have a little, you know, like somebody's just like kind of holding up the fork and whatever. It'd be cool if we could animate like a little campfire back behind there or something, but there we go. I just like threw some keyframes in and we got a little animation. I'd love to tweak it a little more so it's more intricate, but that's what we got because we have literally like a minute and a half left. So I'm gonna end it there, folks. That is all the time we have. I'm gonna jump over to my face cam. I hope you folks enjoyed this. The last thing I'm gonna do is I'm going to pull up the Discord just in case anybody posted anything that they did along with me, and I don't think they did. However, if you folks do something between now and the next episode, I will pull up anything that you created that you learned either from this episode or that inspired you to do something different. Whatever you post, I will put in there. It doesn't have to be a finished project, it can be a sketch or whatever, and I will highlight you the next time we do the show. So it is time for me to take off. You guys are so much fun. I so adore you. I so appreciate you, and I hope that you will stick around and check out the XD Daily Creative Challenge Encore that is coming up after me for all of your kind of XD skills scrubbing up needs. So fun, downloaded Rush during this demo. I'm so glad, Leandra. Let me know how you like it. You guys can type to me in the game show chat in the Discord, which is the bit.ly/PS Discord. Make sure that P and S are capitalized, and that's all the time I have. Thank you so much, folks. I appreciate you folks. Mwah! And I'll see you next time. Adios, everybody.